right, class. I hope you guys are doing well. I just want to make this video, short video today, to give you a heads up or some hints, some helps with the exam which your proctor is going to be giving to you. I know that's old-fashioned kind of an idea of doing it. I found it quite simple. You have to take the test anyway, so the proctor is able to do it. I emailed them the test. You set up a time to get with them, make sure it's done in regards to the date on the syllabus. They'll have it at the beginning of the week, and this exam is on Thursday, so it's great if I can have that exam back by Friday morning. I'll give the proctor some time to scan it and get it back to me. So this definitely would be it should be in my inbox in the email by Friday. So you can take the exam on Tuesday if you wanted to, or Wednesday, whatever. But just so that I can get the exam back. In Moodle, I've put up a World History 1 exam number 2 study guide and in PDF. So you'll be able to print this out. And this study guide, first off, it's 4 pages long. We are covering quite a bit of civilization here. The exam that we took ended last time, and then we began Egypt. And so we were in Egypt for 5 lectures. Saw some videos. So we had Egypt. Then we moved into India, and then we moved into China. And then last time we moved into Persia. And so we have 4 civilizations here that we're going to be looking at and that are on the exam. So you may be thinking, like my friend SpongeBob here behind me, my class in the actual classroom, they know that I like SpongeBob, and my kids. I have 4 children, ages, let's see, one is almost 21 now, and we all the way down to 4 years old. So. We have my wife and I have 4 children, and so especially the older ones, they grew up with SpongeBob, and I do like SpongeBob. I thought it was quite funny. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I thought it was quite funny. So I like this here in the back with him taking the exam in Mrs. Puff's boating school. I hope you're not feeling like SpongeBob there, where you're having all kinds of anxiety over this exam. Don't worry about it. I have restructured the exam, and what that means is the exam is all multiple choice, which is great because the correct answer is there. You just have to choose the right answer. And the best strategy for multiple choice, if you don't know an answer, is to mark off the ones in the list that you know are not the answer, and that might narrow it down for you. If you know the answer, then it's pretty easy. You just put the answer in the blank. But if you don't, go through, no, it's not A, cross it out. I know it's not C, cross it out. And so then you will basically have B and D to choose from. And maybe one you feel strong, a little more strong about, and so you choose that one. Just a little strategy there for you for multiple choice. But the entire exam is multiple choice. There's no fill in the blanks except the bonuses are fill in the blank. I put 2 bonuses on there. I'll talk about that in a second. But they're all multiple choice. Now, because it's multiple choice, and I've listed out the A, B, C, D for each one, and we have a lot of civilization material to cover within this exam, there are a lot of questions. The exam is 50 multiple choice questions, so they're worth 2 points apiece. So you could miss, if you miss 15 of them, you got a 70. Obviously you want to get an A, and you guys did great on the last exam. If you study this study guide, you shouldn't have any problem at all with this exam. Again, I try to make history fun. I try to make history interesting, but sometimes you start going through PowerPoints, it's like, wow, this is kind of boring. But it's material we just have to cover. So go through your notes, put the answers on the study guide, and study it, and you should have no problem. Again, the answer's there for you. You just have to choose the right one. Now, in regards to the study guide, this is 4 pages long. I think the exam is like 9 pages long of multiple choice. But we're going to be looking at all the areas of Egypt. You're going to be looking at the pharaohs. Make sure you know some of the names of the pharaohs and who Napoleon of Egypt was. What was the deal with King Tut? Why was he important? What was the process of mummification? You go through the study guide and you'll see the questions that you would need to know. And then we moved on into India and looked at the early civilization within India, and the Indus River and the Harappan civilization. And you would just need to have an understanding of India, the caste system. Especially they're looking at the caste system and their religious system and how one could have power and authority there. What is karma? What is moksha? What is yoga? These are important terms for you to know. Then we move on into China. Now, here's the thing. China was a quick, broad overview of what we looked at. I mean, how can you cover the history of China in one lecture? You can't. So we had this high overview. We touched down in a few spots, and then we moved on into Persia. Now, I for the exam, I made all of the questions on the exam are on this study guide for China. Okay. It's just the way it's got to be because there was just way too much material to know for China. So if the question is on the exam for China, it is on this paper also. So I just try to make it easy there for you. And there's not a lot of questions on China on the exam. And then we moved into Persia, which were the two lectures that we just had at the beginning of this week. Sessions 1 and 2 of this week are Persia. And so that material is on here. Pay attention. You got to know the names of those emperors, those important emperors, and the biblical parts in the Bible where those emperors are. And also you need to know Zoroastrianism and some details of that. There's questions on there. On the exam for that. So you have 69 questions here on the study guide. So if there's 69 questions on the study guide and there's 50 questions on the exam, that means there's more material on the study guide, which is good for you to know. You can get in there and refresh your memory on some of these things, even if they're not on the exam. So just at the top of this study guide, I have put a note. Some of these questions may or may not be on the exam, and some exam questions may or may not be on this study guide. So just pay attention to that. In regards to the bonus, I put two bonuses on the question, an easy bonus and a hard bonus. And if you I want you to read the instructions for the bonus carefully, because you cannot answer both bonuses. You must choose one. If you answer both bonuses, I'm going to cross both out. I'm not going to look at it, and that's it, because we've got to follow instructions. You can choose an easy bonus worth 2 points. It'll get rid of one wrong answer in your exam, and it's pretty easy. The second bonus is harder, and that's going to be worth 4 points. So that'll get rid of 2 wrong answers in your exam. You must choose one of them and completely write out the fill-in-the-blank answer. The fourth one, you definitely have to answer all of that bonus question. So definitely take a look at those. I always try to throw out little tidbits of information here and there within lectures. So take a look there, and bonuses. Hey, it's kind of like free points if you know what the answer is. So. That's just a real quick rundown of the exam. I hope you watch this video before you take the exam. It'll help you out. Definitely do the study guide, and that way you'll be all set. You guys have done great on the exams, like I said. In the classroom, those guys, your counterparts in the classroom itself here at Mid-America, they've done a great job also on the exams. So I'm very happy with how everyone is, and you guys online, I'm very happy with how you guys are. Just keep on doing Moodle, keep chipping away at that stuff, and you guys will be all right.